What can we say about Darwin Núñez? Scorer of fantastic goals, collector of incredible misses, and for me, one of the most entertaining players that you'll find in the Premier League, or just in Europe in general. Take, for example, this moment between Darwin Núñez and Jan Bednarek from their Carabao Cup clash this week. Darwin was about to get violent, only to stop, calm down, and give a loving hug to his opponent. The duality of Darwin. And the duality of Darwin stretches to his overall play. People love to point out, and I guess I did that exact thing a few seconds ago, how he scores the tough goals and misses the easy ones. And now that he's in his third year with Liverpool, he hasn't really changed. You see, back when he was at Benfica, it felt like in his final season with us, he had lost that for the most part. He still would have some misses. But in that season, he outperformed his expected goals and was integral to Benfica's season. Not a great season, to be honest, but that draw with Liverpool at Anfield was a fun watch and sealed Darwin's move. Once that transfer happened, I made a video on my opinion of him and went on a few Liverpool channels to talk about the guy, saying that I thought he would be a second season signing, just as he was at Benfica. I thought that playing under Klopp would see him sort his finishing out, that he would have more of a continuation from his sophomore season at Benfica, rather than a complete reset at Liverpool. Now, maybe it's because he doesn't play for the club I support now. In fact, I know it's largely down to that, but he's a player that I now don't even laugh at anymore, at least not in a critical or ridiculing kind of way. But I've realized lately how unique he is as a player. There are some players that you look to for entertainment, and for me, there is no player more entertaining in this moment than Darwin Núñez, at times for the wrong reasons, sure. But entertaining all the same, and one of the most lovable players out there if you just take him at face value. So, what is Darwin Núñez?
Voy a dar todo de mí para que las cosas nos vayan bien a todos. Y bueno, estoy muy agradecido por el apoyo de todos los fans. Vamos arriba, Liverpool.
Liverpool's record arrival, Darwin Núñez. Pretty crazy actually that he's their record signing, as he was Benfica's record signing before we paid out all of our obligations, bonuses, and every other tax for Enzo Fernandez from River Plate. But he was good money for us, and his goal contribution record at Benfica across 2 seasons is fantastic. 48 goals, 16 assists from 85 appearances. Not bad at all, right? He's a tease though, as you Liverpool supporters will know, and he's become even more of a tease at Liverpool actually. Every now and then he'll show off some brilliance. He'll show that he has it in him to be a lethal player, sometimes with some clean control, a neat pass, or how he'll blow past the defender with his shocking speed and score a goal. He'll go on a little run of productivity where it feels like he's on track to becoming the player that he's threatened to be consistently, only to go quiet for many, many matches, such as how he had done just recently this season. Before his goal against Southampton, he was on a run of 1 goal in 11 matches, with 2 assists to supplement them. In total this season, and I say this sort of through my fingers as someone who likes Darwin Núñez, he scored 4 goals against Bournemouth, Aston Villa, RB Leipzig, and Southampton, while he has picked up 3 assists, so 7 goal contributions across 21 appearances. In his Liverpool career, he's managed to score 37 goals and assist 20 in 117 matches. Now, there was a bit of a weird thing that happened with Darwin when he first arrived at Benfica back in 2020. We had brought in this expensive striker who had scored a bunch of goals in Segunda División. He was getting more assists than goals though. He was a bit shot shy at Benfica, but was still contributing. Then in his second season, it changed completely, and he started shooting from everywhere. And you've seen spells at Liverpool where he does that same kind of thing, but in the opposite order now. This season, for example, we've seen Darwin's shots per 90 drop severely. In his first campaign at Liverpool, he was averaging 4.5 shots, and last season, 4.7. This season, his attempts have dropped by 50% to 2.4 shots per 90. It's unfortunate, as I will continue to stand by the fact that despite his composure not getting any better since joining Liverpool, whether it be some untidy passing or simply his composure in finishing, I find that he is still a player that makes incredible runs in transition, who consistently finds himself in dangerous positions thanks to his natural instincts in the box, but just doesn't have that ice in his veins, you know? Take Liverpool's recent match against Girona in the Champions League. Of the 4 big chances that Liverpool created in that match, Darwin managed to spurn 2 of those big chances. There was also that moment where the ball flew toward him around the 6-yard box, and he managed to just head it straight into the ground. A week before that, against Newcastle United, he looked just as poor. 71 minutes played, 16 touches, 4 out of 8 passes completed, 1 out of 4 duels won. When it starts to go bad, it goes very bad. The level of head loss that he suffers from is very relatable. The same things happen to me when I play golf. I may as well pack it in and leave once that happens, because it's not going to get any better. But speaking after that display against Newcastle, Arne Slot said, quote, "Does this have anything to do with low confidence, or is this a situation where he's in at the moment? I think every striker all around the world has periods where every ball goes in, and sometimes he has a period when you try so hard, but you're not able to score. The good thing is that we have many players who can score for us. I would have loved to see Darwin score, because every striker wants and needs to score goals. That is why I kept him on for quite a long time. He was a threat, but unfortunately, he couldn't score." He's a threat, but he can't score. That's Darwin, man. And as I pointed out, he had a long run where he couldn't score, and on that run, Jota was out for 2 months. This seemed like it would have been the perfect opportunity for Darwin to step in and grab hold of that striker position for himself, impress Liverpool's new manager, and make Slot's mind up for him, make decisions even more difficult once the Portuguese striker had returned, make himself undroppable. But instead, he didn't score much in that 2 months. Jota scores on his return. Not that Darwin played poorly against Fulham, actually, with Liverpool down a man, but the instant impact as far as goals go must have stung a bit. Similarly, the fact that there have been matches where Luis Diaz, a guy who has only ever played as a winger before this season, has played through the middle at times and looked very good. All a bit damning for our boy Darwin, unfortunately. But beyond the numbers at the moment, he's gone on to become quite the beloved character at Liverpool, even if his play has frustrated supporters all the same. The amount of effort he puts in, I mean, you absolutely cannot question that. He's one of the hardest workers out there. Not only that, but Darwin is one of those players where you can see it on his face, how badly he wants it, how badly he wants to contribute to this team's success, which has endeared him to the Liverpool supporters, of course. That and how he seems to be incredibly popular within the squad and hilarious as well.
Top. Oh, top.
For better or worse, you can also see the disappointment on his face when things aren't going well, such as when he was subbed off against Girona recently. But that's what makes him such a lovable character, is the relatability of Darwin Núñez. He feels familiar, like we can see ourselves in him, you know? Or maybe that's just me, as an anxious guy who had tons of confidence issues. This could just be a bad patch of form for him, but it seems like he has these barren runs every season at this point. And with his shooting numbers dipping drastically, it seems that we have enough evidence to say that Darwin simply isn't capable of being the guy for a team like Liverpool. He was able to do it at Benfica, where he's playing against worse opposition week in, week out domestically, and he has shown that at times he can do it for Liverpool as well, but he has to make a deal with the devil, it feels like, and trade in a few wild misses in order to get a goal. I used to think that he had it in him to become a clinical lethal striker, and I think that is in him actually. But we just don't see it enough. Not enough for a club like Liverpool, at least. Darwin is not bad. So what is Darwin? A fantastic option off of the bench, a rapid striker who will be a nightmare for opposition defenders and cause chaos, someone who will fight and fight and fight for his badge, and an incredible personality to have in any dressing room. And to be honest with you, one of my favorite players to watch because he's just so damn entertaining and likable. And for that reason, we say, long live Darwizzy. Anyways, guys, just a quick one for you as I am heading off to spend the holidays with my parents on the other side of Canada. Haven't been back home for Christmas since 2021, so I'm really looking forward to that. Well, Montreal is my home now, but you catch my meaning, right? Guys, have a great holiday season. A big thank you to all of you for the support lately, and I will see you sometime after Christmas. Going to really take some time to be with family, you know, that's important. And then I'll be back, all right? Love you guys. Be well.